Imagine a daring plot in the heart of enemy territory designed to assassinate one of the most powerful men in the Third Reich. This is the story of Operation Anthropoid, a bold and audacious mission that forever changed the course of the Second World War. In the dark days of 1942, a group of Czechoslovakian soldiers dared to stand up to one of the most brutal regimes the world has ever seen. Their target was Reinhard Heydrich, a man so ruthless and feared that he was known as the Blonde Beast and the Hangman of Prague. As one of the main architects of the Holocaust, Heydrich's death would strike a significant blow to the heart of the Nazi machine. But this was no ordinary mission. The plot to assassinate Heydrich was fraught with danger, each step carrying the risk of discovery and certain death. In the face of such adversity, the bravery of these Czechoslovakian soldiers was nothing short of extraordinary. They knew they were risking everything for a single shot at changing the course of the war. The audacity of Operation Anthropoid was not just in its target, but in its statement. It was a declaration, a shout in the silence of oppression, that tyranny would not go unchallenged. These soldiers were not just fighting a war, they were making a stand for freedom and justice. This was not just a mission, it was a statement that tyranny would not go unchallenged. Two men, two paratroopers, two patriots. They were Jozef Gabčík and Jan Kubiš. Born and raised in Czechoslovakia, their lives took a turn from the ordinary when they joined the military, finding themselves in the thick of World War II. Gabčík, the serious-minded strategist, and Kubiš, the daring and fearless, were handpicked for their unique skills and unyielding resolve. Both men had a burning desire to free their homeland from the clutches of the Nazi regime. This desire was so profound that they willingly accepted a mission that was, quite literally, a suicide task. Operation Anthropoid, the audacious plan to assassinate one of Hitler's top men, Reinhard Heydrich. Gabčík and Kubiš were not just soldiers, they were symbols of resistance. Their bravery and dedication to their country were unparalleled. They knew the risks involved, the odds against them, the likely outcome. Gabčík and Kubiš knew what they were up against, yet they chose to face it head-on. The day was May 27, 1942. The stage was set for one of the most daring assassination plots of World War II. In the heart of Prague, Czechoslovakia, two men, Jozef Gabčík and Jan Kubiš, lay in wait. Their target was none other than Reinhard Heydrich, the chief of the Reich Main Security Office. A man whose brutal policies had earned him the ominous title, the Butcher of Prague. The plan was simple but daring. Gabčík and Kubiš were to intercept Heydrich's car on a hairpin bend where it would have to slow down. Gabčík would then step forward and eliminate Heydrich with a submachine gun. But as with many plans, not everything went smoothly. As Heydrich's open-top Mercedes came into view, Gabčík stepped forward, pulling the trigger of his Sten submachine gun. But in a twist of fate, the gun jammed. Heydrich, surprisingly, didn't speed away, but instead stood up to confront his would-be assassin. This unexpected bravado gave Kubiš, the second man in the plot, the chance he needed. He quickly threw a modified anti-tank grenade at the car. The explosion injured both Heydrich and Kubiš, but the mission was far from over. Despite his injuries, Heydrich tried to chase down Gabčík, but eventually collapsed from his wounds. Gabčík and Kubiš, though injured themselves, managed to escape the scene, leaving behind a critically wounded Heydrich. This was not the clean execution Gabčík and Kubiš had planned for. It was messy, chaotic, and had almost failed. But in the end, their objective was met. The grenade's shrapnel had caused severe injuries to Heydrich, who was rushed to a hospital. The aftermath of the attack was tense. The Nazis launched a massive manhunt for the assassins, but Gabčík and Kubiš had disappeared into the labyrinth of Prague's streets, blending into the city that had been their stage. The bullets had been fired, the grenade had exploded, and the fate of Reinhard Heydrich was sealed. The echoes of the explosion had barely faded when the repercussions began. In the wake of Operation Anthropoid, the Nazi regime was quick to retaliate. The ferocity of their reprisals was unparalleled. Entire villages, such as Lidice and Lezaki, were razed to the ground, their inhabitants either murdered or sent to concentration camps. Thousands of Czechs were arrested, and many were executed. The Nazis were hell-bent on revenge, and their wrath was felt by the entire Czech nation. The fate of the men behind the mission, Jozef Gabčík and Jan Kubiš, was equally tragic. They, along with their comrades, sought refuge in the crypt of the St. Cyril and Methodius Cathedral in Prague. Betrayed by a compatriot, they were surrounded by the Gestapo. In the ensuing firefight, they fought bravely but were eventually overwhelmed. Rather than surrender, they chose to end their own lives. Their sacrifice was a powerful symbol of defiance against the Nazi regime. But let's not forget the bigger picture. The assassination of Reinhard Heydrich, one of the architects of the Holocaust, had a profound impact on the course of World War II. It demonstrated to the world that the Nazis were not invincible. It boosted the morale of resistance movements across Europe and fostered a renewed sense of unity among the Czech people. The operation also had significant political implications. The brutal Nazi reprisals led to the dissolution of the Munich Agreement, which had previously allowed Germany to annex parts of Czechoslovakia. This marked the beginning of a shift in Allied policy towards the country, culminating in its liberation in 1945. Today, Operation Anthropoid is remembered as one of the most daring acts of resistance during World War II. Memorials stand in Prague and in the villages of Lidice and Lezaki, commemorating the bravery and sacrifice of those involved. The men of Operation Anthropoid have been immortalized in films, books, and songs, their names synonymous with courage and defiance. Yet, the legacy of Operation Anthropoid is not just about the past, it's about the present and the future. It's a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, resistance is not only possible, it's necessary. It's a testament to the power of the human spirit, to our capacity for courage, resilience, and hope. Operation Anthropoid was not just a mission, it was a testament to the indomitable spirit of resistance, a beacon of hope in the darkest of times.